Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Masks and flying, everything you need to know about new U.S. rules. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had previously insisted mask rules remain in place until May 3, but the judge in Florida struck down that directive on Monday. Airlines have already begun relaxing mask requirements, but not without some initial confusion. Questions are swirling. So what are the new rules? Do they apply to international travel? Will the Department of Justice appeal the judge's ruling? How safe is flying maskless? Here are the answers to some of the key questions. Most major airlines in the United States have made mask wearing optional following the latest legal ruling, although some have said that face coverings may be required when flying to or arriving at certain destinations. In the wake of the new ruling, the government's Transportation Security Administration, TSA, says it will not enforce mask wearing on public transport or hubs. Airlines have enforced their own mask rules in the past, before the mandate was enforced, but most have now rescinded the requirement. The removal of the mandate was abrupt development after U.S. District Judge Kathryn Kimball Mizelle overturned the mandate. Biden administration officials were caught off guard. The Justice Department said late Tuesday afternoon it would appeal Mizelle's ruling only if the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention determines the mandate is still necessary to protect public health. The CDC was set to assess whether the mandate was still needed until May 3, and spokesman Anthony Coley said in a statement any appeal would come after that date. Mask requirements for U.S. travelers were initially enforced by major airlines in the spring of 2020, before being federally mandated in February 2021 for airplanes and other public transport methods. Major U.S. airlines announced on Monday that masks are now optional on their aircraft. Delta Airlines, American Airlines, United Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Alaska Airlines, JetBlue, Spirit Airlines, Frontier Airlines, Allegiant Air, Hawaiian Airlines and Sun Country Airlines have all ceased to require face coverings. This means both passengers and crew members for these carriers are no longer required to wear them on domestic flights at present. Yes, passengers can still wear a mask on board aircraft if they would prefer to do so. However, mask wearing is not required under federal law while the ruling is being reviewed. According to CNN Medical Analyst Dr. Leana Wen, an emergency physician and professor of health policy and management at the George Washington University Milken Institute School of Public Health, a high-quality mask such as an N95, KN95 or KF94 remains a hugely important tool when it comes to reducing the risk of infection, particularly while in indoor, public spaces. My recommendation is that immunocompromised people should mask when indoors around those of unknown vaccination status, Wen told CNN Health last month. Others should decide based on how much they want to avoid contracting COVID-19 and the importance of being unmasked. United Airlines released a statement on Monday declaring that masks would not be required on select international flights, while American Airlines has noted that masks may be necessary from certain international locations based on country requirements. Even if not required on board, they may still be required when disembarking at international destinations. It is advisable to check with airlines before flying. According to Erin Bromage, an associate professor of biology at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth, unlike face coverings, N95s are able to filter large droplets, as well as the smaller aerosols or particles potentially laden with airborne virus if infected people are around. N95 respirators approved by NIOSH can filter up to 95% of particles in the air if they are properly fitted. While KN95s and KF94s are also considered to provide a high level of protection, the main difference is that the U.S. tests, certifies and regulates the N95s public health experts. Although manufacturers in China test KN95s, they do not meet U.S. regulatory standards and the country's government DOESNT have a regulatory body validating them. according to Erin Collins, a professor emeritus at Mercer University's School of Engineering and a mechanical engineer with a background in aerosol science. Meanwhile, KF94s are regulated by the Korean Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. If they remade to the standard and certified by the appropriate boards in their country like NIOSH here, they all do basically the same thing, says Bromage. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, has previously stated that the risk of contracting COVID-19 on board a flight is very low, even when factoring in the Omicron variant, which appears to be more transmissible than other variants in all environments. However, it is worth noting